A chilling escapade about a shilling's escape from the clutches of Rolly and Patbeat, who'd only just found it on the street. Gina the pickpocket is the obvious suspect, but Ryunosuke, Sholmes, and Iris happen to be passing, and the plot quickly thickens. I'm kind of questioning if this is taking place after this. Someone insisted this was taking place after, but like, I don't know. It's still snowing in the middle of April. Okay, I gotta remember this is Britain and not Florida because it really confuses me that it's snowing in April. It's a weird concept to me. 30th of April. Hello, you two. How is it still snowing though?
Sir, Constable Rolly Beat reporting for duty. Thanks to the good offices of Lord Van Zeeks, I'm back on my beat here in the capital, doing my best for the good citizens of London, sir.
Oh, my Rolly, back in his Bobby uniform. You couldn't look any more handsome if you tried.
Ah, my love, you say the sweetest things.
Oh, man.
Oh, Pat. Oh, Rolly.
Oh, wait, no, sorry. Sorry, their names are swapped. It's all Pat.
Oh, Rolly.
Plus, Lord Van Zeeks isn't the Reaper of the Bailey at all.
Oh, no, of course not. He's the patron of Saint of Bobbies.
Oh, boy.
The patron saint. Oh, yes, Pat, you're so right, my darling. Keep us in pocket, he is. On my first day back on the job, what did I find in the gutter? A shilling, my love. A whole shilling.
Oh, Rolly, I always believed in you. I always knew one day you'd find some big, small change.
With just that shilling, I could buy you a cheap bunch containing a single flower, my sugar.
A single flower? Oh, how romantic.
But I'm so sorry, Pat. Only moments ago, that shilling disappeared.
Oh, disappeared? But how, my love? How?
I think maybe... No, I'm sure. It was this girl, sir. You swiped my precious shilling, didn't you, you cheeky little diver? Blimey. You took your time getting round to me, didn't you? I thought that lovey-dovey stuff wasn't ever gonna end. So, a shilling, you say? Lifted from you, what? Don't know nothing about it. Where's the evidence, eh? Right here. The evidence is dancing around on the back of your hand, young lady. You stole it from me. You lifted it from my pocket just now. You've got a nerve stealing from a bobby. Cobblers! This coin's mine. How could you know anyway? How could you know if it was taken just now or not? Dear me, you don't get it, do you? We hardly got a penny to our name, so that coin felt as heavy to me as a bar of gold. Huh? I'm telling you, the moment it left my pocket, I knew. I felt myself get a good few pounds lighter. Ah! Yup, that coin has got my blood, sweat, and tears all over it. What's the matter with you, eh, Mr. Nada-Odo? Me? Sorry? When a lady's in trouble, a true gent's supposed to be there to help, straight away, not an hour later. This isn't my fault. I haven't stolen anything. What about you, eh, Sholmes? I thought you were supposed to be a great detective. Dear me, Miss Lestrade. You took your time getting around to me, didn't you? I thought that long dispute was never going to end.
You only said give us a minute when we spotted you over the road and said hello. And that was 10 minutes ago, Ginny. We've just been standing here listening to you quarrel with this Bobby.
Do beg your pardon, madam. We shouldn't be troubling the public with police business.
But that shilling belongs to us, doesn't it, Rolly?
Of course, my love. It's just for you and me, my darling. Ugh.
This was supposed to be a nice stroll with Iris and Mr. Sholmes before afternoon tea. Why did we have to run into another fiasco on Briar Road? Briar Road is cursed, that's why. I don't really see how we could be of any help, Gina. There's no way of knowing who the coin really belongs to if it was just dropped in the gutter.
I wouldn't be so sure of that, Bruno.
What?
I have a feeling I might know the answer to the question of whose coin that is.
Ah, my bright young fellow lodger. Let us hear your deduction.
Well, there's actually a reason why I suggested a stroll down Briar Road.
Oh, what reason?
You see, I was here yesterday and, well, I dropped a little something. So I wanted to come and look for it while enjoying an afternoon stroll.
Wait, you dropped something? You don't mean...
It was the pocket money that Hurley gave me.
What's this, Iris? You dropped that, did you?
I'm sorry. I went to the market on Lime Street yesterday to pick up some herbs, you see? But on the way, I must have dropped it. The 1 shilling coin you gave me.
How come it's shillings?
Oh. 1 bobbit?
Yes, and when I thought back over the route I took, I realized I must have dropped it here. Constable, you haven't seen it, have you? It's all my pocket money, and now it's gone.
Well, I'm afraid I don't know anything about that, young lady.
What rotten luck, dropping your money like that. Sorry.
I dare say the constable and his companion give you a run for your money with their wide eyes.
If it's all the same to you, Mrs. Sholmes, I think I prefer not to be used as the yardstick for looking guilty.
Well, it's tough really, innit, Iris? You dropped it, so it ain't yours no more. Anyway, you know what they say? What goes around comes around, so don't feel bad.
Bad luck, Iris. It doesn't look like you're going to get your coin back.
Oh, I can't believe I lost it. And straight after Hurley gave it to me as well.
Yes, regrettably indeed. I seem to recall that particular coin was rather significant.
What do you mean, significant?
To be specific, it was especially significant to you, Bruno.
Significant to me? Oh, you don't mean... It was the coin from last night's wager?
The very same, my dear fellow. What's this then? What wager?
She is, but she's never gonna say no to more money. she's gonna use her child card.
It was a game of poker. A duel between Hurley and Bruno.
Poker? What? That tricky card game, you mean? As a lawyer, I have the perfect poker face. You'll never be able to tell what I'm thinking, said he. But depriving Mr. Naruhodo of his entire fortune was even easier than finding that missing throw bed.
It's so infuriating. Reliving it now still makes me grit my teeth. Sorry, Iris. I had every intention of paying you back the money I owe you. But you'll have to wait, I'm afraid.
Yes, I know. Don't worry. Next month is fine.
Let me guess, Odo. Your whole fortune. It was 1 whole shilling. My entire monthly stipend. And I lost all of it. Just a shilling? Is a whole month? That's enough. I don't think that's enough to live off of. As I handed it over to Mr. Sholmes, I gritted my teeth so hard my gums started to bleed.
Please, Bruno, don't exaggerate. That's a horrible image. What about a lawyer who borrows money from a 10-year-old? Now that's a horrible image.
Why do I feel like my reputation with this couple has just fallen through the floor?
There are a few things more invigorating than taking a man for all he's worth.
Don't be so pleased with yourself, Hurley. It's not as if Bruno ever had a chance of winning.
Wait, what? What do you mean by that?
Well, using that special ink I developed, anyone could...
Thank you, Iris, that will do. I'm sure this conversation is proving very dull for everyone.
It's not dull at all. Let Iris finish. I'm curious.
What's done is done. The game is over now. There's no point crying over spilt milk. Special ink, you say? Well, sir, that sounds like the sort of risky business that's right up my alley.
Oh, Rolly, I love your dauntless spirit. You laugh in the face of danger.
Come on then, Iris, spill it. What's this special ink about, eh?
Oh, well, it's what's sometimes called invisible ink. All you have to do is write the suit and number on the reverse side of every card. And with the aid of some special glasses, the whole game is laid bare to you.
Wait, you were wearing glasses last night, weren't you, Mr. Sholmes? This guy. He said something along the lines of, "My eyesight appears to have suddenly worsened." And the moment you failed to question that as odd was the moment I knew I had won the game. Damn, that's so sus, Naruto. Mind games, was it? Trying to throw me off with your eccentric ways? Well, we learned that Naruto is definitely not the poker genius that Phoenix Wright is. So what you're telling me, Holmes, could see every card what Oda had. What? But that's not mind games. That's blatant cheating. My dear fellow, what an accusation. It is cheating, Sholmes, shut up. Would you honestly consider me a cheat? Please, I prefer trickster. No cheating. Whatever you call it, the game doesn't count now. Understand, Mr. Sholmes? Give me back my money. Dear me. I don't know if he can play the piano, but because the joint reasoning has been localized as the dance of deduction, and they keep talking about how he dances around, I'm convinced at this point that Naruhodo has a knack at dancing, at least. Well, out of respect for the bad grace with which you take defeat, allow me to return your shilling. Did you hear that, Gina? So give it here. Leave me out of this. This here one bob bit was mine from the start, no question. No, sir, that there one bob hit was lifted from this here Bobby's pocket only a few minutes ago. So you keep saying. Come on then, where's the evidence? The law, right? It's all about evidence. I know my stuff. Sure, Gina. You say, Mr. Naruhodo, use a trite excuse in court, and others will parrot it. Excuse? What? Only whenever I do say that in court, it isn't a trite excuse, you know. As I said, sir, that coin has got my blood, sweat, and tears all over it.
That's right. It has Rolly's blood, sweat, and tears on the evidence. Blood, you say? In that case, it's time for this.
Do you think?
Well, if there's any trace of blood on that coin, we'll soon know about it. All right, Genie, hold very still.
What? Oh, you should be used to this now, Genie. Look at that. See there on the coin? It clearly changed color. In other words, there is blood on this coin. Once again, as I said, sir, that would be my blood, sweat, and tear.
Oh, wait, I've seen blood turn that color before. Yes, I know who it is. I know whose coin it is.
What?
The rightful owner of this blood-stained shilling is... Runo!
Huh? Me? Man, now I'm curious. What color is Naruhodo's blood when we put chemicals on it? And from the appearance of the blood, I would say it is quite fresh. Left within the last 24 hours. Within the last... then in that case... So, this is the coin what Holmes had off Odo last night in the poker game.
Oh, Runo, do you mean you really did make your gums bleed?
I told you, I was so infuriated to lose. I had to grit my teeth as I handed over the money. Damn, Naruto. Blimey, you're as hot up as me about the sap by the sound of it. But I thought you had a proper job. Come on, Gina. Just hand it over, would you? I mean, he has a job, but that doesn't mean it pays well. The shilling, that's rightfully mine. Oh, fine. All right, then. Just stop your bleeding staring. Ah, I finally have it back. It's like a dream come true. I nearly had that one in the bag and all.
That's wonderful news, Runo. I'm so happy for you. Now then, as you promised.
Wait, who has a point? Bruno?
I'd like my money back, please. The shilling I lent you before.
Huh? Oh. Well, he only had it for a couple seconds.
You did say that you pay it back out of this month's pocket money, didn't you?
Oh. Oh. That's right. At this point, he would be in probation, wouldn't he? Yes. I mean, that's why he's not getting paid as much now. No, he's doing work. It's just not working in the courtroom. It's just paperwork now, last I check. Well, then I suppose... My dear fellow, do be kind to your gums. Looks like that shilling was always destined to be taken from you, sir.
For some reason, the phrase serves you right is floating around in my head.
So, Iris, as promised, here is the shilling I owe you.
Oh, you're repaying me already? Well, thank you. Next month would have been fine, though.
What's it all about anyway? What are you lending all the money for?
Ah, yes. Well, actually, it's because I went to the Lime Street Market yesterday to buy herbs. For Runo.
Herbs? For Odo? Yes, the tea Miss Susato left behind is top quality. Gyokuro tea. But it's just so bitter. So when Iris suggested mixing it with some herbs to make it more palatable, I asked her to buy me some.
That's right. We've made a special Japanese herbal tea with the leftover kurokuro. Gokuru. I'm going to call it Susie's Special Blend. I do hope you all try it.
The excruciating bitterness clings to the throat. If you can persuade the bright green gloop to leave the cup.
Why, it sounds quite delicious.
Yeah, right.
Well, it would appear the shilling's brief adventures are now at an end.
Adventures?
You must agree, my dear fellow, that the coin has made a considerable journey since last night.
Let's see. Originally, it was the coin I was supposed to give to Iris to pay her for the herbs. But then, in our poker duel last night, it passed to you, Mr. Sholmes.
Who gave it to Iris as spending money?
But then I dropped it here sometime yesterday. Then my beloved Rolly found it a little while ago and picked it up.
Before it was lifted from my pocket by this here diver.
And then I used my favorite gun to show up the blood that was on it.
And let slip about Sholmes' little scam in his card game last night.
The annulment of which resulted in the coin returning to the ownership of Mr. Naruhodo.
Allowing me to pay Iris the money I owed her after all. Dang, we're just going in circles. For the herbs she bought in order to make Susie's special blend tea.
And now, after all that, the coin is resting safely in my pocket.
Is it? You might want to check. I don't know, I'm sus at this point. Yeah, you're right. That was an adventure. But what are we supposed to take away from it, eh? That this 1 shilling coin belongs to Iris and Iris alone. I think.
I cannot fault your observation, Mr. Naruhodo.
There goes my phone. Give me 1 second.
Well, you know what they say. What goes around comes around.
Why do I get the feeling that Iris knew it was coming around to her from the very beginning?
Priceless, as they say. Well then, my dear fellow, how about this evening we indulge in some bitter tea and a bitter rematch? I'll even allow you to stake the coming month's spending money in advance.
I don't trust you, Holmes. I fold. Yes, good plan. Good plan, Naruhodo. Don't play with Sholmes anymore.